Alright, so today we're answering a question from Heidi588 asked yesterday, September 10th. She says, I've got a table with a list of drivers in column A and dates across the top. The body of it is the driver's schedules indicating if they are on or off. When creating the routes for the certain day, I like to have a formula search for that day, then return the list of drivers who are off for that particular day. I tried a combination of VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and a few others, but haven't found something to give me that list. If a formula does not work, it will. I can put a filter on the dates and then copy and paste the names, but I prefer a formula to take care of those steps. Let's get you what you prefer. All right, so what we're going to do is I've already created it. The solution's already done, and I just want to walk you through step one, what this is going to look like as far as the end tool, okay? So it's going to be in Excel, of course. Don't worry about this too much. This is going to be a Excel 2019, but all the things that I used inside of this tool are absolutely applicable to Excel 2016, probably even Excel 2013. Okay? All right. So what do we have here? So I've got a date here that I can change. So I'm going to change it from 1/1/2021. And down here on Bravo 3, B3, it's going to show me a list of drivers who are off that day. So I'm going to hit enter, 3, 2, 1. I get a list of Heidi, Alex, and Charlie that are off that day. And I've got a few mock-up dates. We'll take a look at the data in a second. You can see as I change the dates, it's automatically going to get that list of dates and actually show me who is off for that day, right? All right, let's take a quick look and see how it's working. So I've got a drivers, your truck drivers, car drivers, whatever they are, and the demo. So here's our list of drivers. You said in column A, you've got a series of drivers. I mocked up some drivers. And I've got the dates going across the top with a bunch of are they working or are they not working. So not working is N, working is yes. So let's do a quick demo. If I say 1/1/2021, it should be the ones that are not working are going to be Heidi, Alex, and Charlie, right? So 1/1/21, Heidi, Alex, Charlie. Pretty cool. Let's do another one randomly. Let's pick 1/7. 1/7, it's going to be Heidi, Rich, Brian, and Dave. Heidi, Rich, Brian, and Dave for that 1/7. 1/7/2021. Heidi, Rich, Brian, and Dave. No magic tricks, just Excel formulas, okay? So let's go ahead and put a pause real quick. I'm going to show you how the actual tool is created behind the scenes. Okay, so we're back on the demo and the actual engine that's making this whole thing work, okay? It looks like a lot. Don't worry about it. I just broke them down into easy to consume chunks for you, right? You can actually get access to this file, no problem. Okay, so what's going on here? One, I'm looking at a particular date, so 1/7/2021. I'm finding out what column that is inside my data so I can look up all the data in that column. So how do you do that? Well, there is a match function going on, but it's very, very simple. It's not one of those advanced ones. It's just saying, hey, match wherever you find A11 across the entire series of dates. Give me back that column number. And I just do a convenient add 1 at the end so that it gives me the correct column index, okay? So as I change the date, it'll update this to be the right date column, and I just add 1 to it. Here, I literally just put the numbers of drivers I have, so you have a list of drivers that you know. Then I do a very simple formula that says, hey, go ahead and grab me A2, grab me A3, grab me A4, grab me A5, etc. So just give me those names of those drivers and those indexes. Step 3, I use an address function that says, hey, for that given address here, give me that row and give me that column. Is going to give me the row 2 and then also the column for the A tier in B11. So as you can see, it's got a row parameter and a column parameter. The row parameter is which row do I want to return, which is the first record, which is 2. And then B11 is going to be my value of my date column index, right? So that's about the most advanced it's going to get. And from then on, it's just going to keep on going down and give me each individual cell address that I need. So as this date changes, it changes up the column, changes up the actual address, And then I can use the indirect function on top of that to say, hey, take a look at this cell that is in echo 11 and actually return that back as far as the H2 address is. And that's going to give me H2, it's going to give me this value back. So this indirect formula is going to give you the actual value in this cell that's being referenced in echo 11 down to echo 16. And I was just giving you the Y's for demo, right? Because I just want to return back everything. And now what we have to do is we have to filter out the Y's because you don't really care about the ones that are working. You care about the ones that don't work according to your post. Okay? So what that is I say if that cell in F11 next door is equal to an N, go ahead and give me an N back. But if it doesn't have an N in there, don't give me anything back, okay? What that's going to do is going to give me the same exact results, except it's going to filter out the Y's because those are not N's, right? So it's going to filter those out, okay? Next up, it's just going to do a driver lookup. So if this was filled in, if the F11 is indeed N, go ahead and return me back the name of the driver, else don't give me the name of the driver back. I don't care if they are Y's, I just care if they're N's. So Heidi, Rich, Brian, and Dave are the ones that come back. Let me use a formula over here called TEXTJOIN. And what that allows you to do is say, hey, give me a separated list of everything with a comma. Also, I want you in this parameter here to ignore the empty cells that come back. That gives us the way that we can do the separated list with a comma. All right, for anyone that's using a version of Excel that's below 2019, I want to go ahead and throw this in here. There's a neat little trick that you can use using a substitute and trim functions. So what we're going to do is we're going to create this pretty crazy looking function here that's actually really powerful. So what we're going to do is we're going to leverage the way that Excel does trims with the way that the substitute formula can also replace values. So what we're doing here is the inner function says, hey, grab all these different colored cells represented here and concatenate them with a space. And if they happen to have a blank, then you're going to have 2 spaces or 3 spaces or 4 spaces, right? And trim is going to remove all of the external spaces on the sides, as well as the double, triple, quadruple spaces in between. So we're piggybacking on that trim functionality to make the spaces that are multiple turn into 1. And then what we're saying is whenever there's 1 space in between all the letters or the words, go ahead and put a comma between, and we add another space there. And that's what this substitute says here. It says substitute everything after you do the trim, replace a space with a comma space. I totally get it that the commas and the spaces look a little bit intimidating, but just know that it works. Let's go ahead and try it out real quick. And yes, it does work. So again, let's go ahead and change this up one more time. Let's change the date to be 1/4/2021. And before I hit enter, let's take a look at what we're expecting. We're expecting to see Rich and Dave. That's all we're expecting back. Rich and Dave, and also in the substitute function, Rich and Dave. All right. So now I got Heidi, Rich, Dave. If I change this up again to 1/1/21, you'll see everything move here in the engine, and it just works. So very, very, very powerful. And then really all you need to do is work with this tool, put in the right date, 1/1/21, and it's going to do all that engine stuff work for you, and it's going to come up with that list of people that are not driving that day. They're not on the schedule that day. Okay, last up, obviously you got some data maintenance to do, so you got to maintain this list, you got to maintain the dates, you got to maintain the schedule, but that's already being done, right? So hopefully this helps you out a little bit, gets you a little bit further from step A to step B. That's my goal. Rich Brooks, Microsoft Certified Trainer. We'll talk soon. Cheers. Bye.